The Denver Nuggets have made a sneaky good signing as Denver adds a very talented all-around point guard to the squad after receiving a devastating update of all Nuggets fans who have been holding out hope for them to make the move that made the most sense. And now the Nuggets have a glaring hole in this roster that they're going to have to navigate throughout the 2025-2026 NBA season, and we are going to break all that down. There's a lot to go over right now, guys, and we're going to waste no time jumping right into it. But real quick, if you are part of that 75% that's not subscribed to Nuggets Digest, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any Denver Nuggets updates. We got daily videos coming out. This is the place to be for all Denver Nuggets updates. But let's jump into the video. There is a lot to go over on the Denver Nuggets right now because, look, right now the Nuggets have to make a lot of tough decisions, some that are going to leave me upside down like this. But those decisions are stuff that they made. And frankly, when we look at some of the moves the Nuggets have made throughout this time, there's been a lot of questions on really how David Adelman's going to navigate this team because there's some holes on the roster that really didn't get filled. One of them is shot creation off the bench, which I'm not that concerned about, though there is a bit of a lack of shot creation. And another one is the fact that the front office didn't exactly find a backup point guard for Jamal Murray. There's not exactly a point guard on the roster right now, but the Nuggets in recent days have been adding some guard depth, and they did that again with this man right here. As it was recently announced that from Keith Smith of Spotrac that the Denver Nuggets have signed guard James Akinjo to an Exhibit 10 contract. Now, as Real GM mentioned, the Nuggets will waive Akinjo from the non-guaranteed deal before the end of the preseason. Akinjo is expected to join the Grand Rapids Gold for the upcoming G League season. Now, the Nuggets, they recently acquired Akinjo in a deal that did net them back, or that where they did send away one of their players who was really never going to find any time within the Nuggets organization playing for the Grand Rapids Gold. And now they're bringing Akinjo, someone who's been around the G League for a bit and has shown some talent. I mean, he played with the Westchester Knicks. That's where he started out, putting up 14.7 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 8 assists per night, also getting a steal. He truly is a very nice all-around guard. He's a little undersized. Being 6'1" makes things a little bit difficult, but he shot decently from the field, shooting 43% and shot 37% from three. Meanwhile, then splitting time between like a few different G League teams, we saw him put up 9.5 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, 4.2 assists, and kind of fall back on the minutes a little bit, having a really efficient season shooting from three, shooting 41% from deep. But outside of that, there wasn't much going on. And then with the Wisconsin Herd last time around, we saw him put up 14.6 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 8 assists, getting 1.7 steals, having his best season in the G League thus far, shooting 40% from the field and 36% from three. He put up good numbers, showed that he's an all-around player. Also at 38% from three, excuse me. But on top of that, he did shoot also a career high from the free throw line, showing an improvement in his three-point shot that's going to be huge going forwards and something that he's going to need to do. The Nuggets, they need more guard depth on this roster. There's no way around it. And trading away a guy who frankly wasn't giving them a whole lot of depth in general right here isn't really something that's going to really have a huge impact on them moving forwards whatsoever. Now, just to go into who that guy was, it was announced by NBA.com a month back that the Grand Rapids Gold, the official NBA G League affiliate of the Denver Nuggets, have announced today that the team has acquired James Akinjo from the Wisconsin Herd. In exchange, the Herd will receive returning player rights to Will Richardson and a first-round pick in the 2026 NBA G League draft. So the Nuggets, they do believe in Akinjo as a player, trading away Richardson, who did put up 11 points per game and shot 37% from three last time around, but they didn't really see anywhere to put him. He is more of a wing, so that's going to leave things a little bit tough for a Nuggets team that is very deep on wings. Meanwhile, they're not deep on guards, so going out there and making this move did make some sense to me, if we're being honest. Now, on top of that, trading away a guard, bringing in Akinjo, I am interested in seeing what the front office has planned next, because Akinjo's likely going to be fighting to find himself NBA playing time in general, let alone getting NBA minutes. So the Nuggets, they still haven't solved this guard problem. And on top of that, also, well, this happened today. Breaking news, the 9-time NBA All-Star Russell Westbrook has agreed on a deal to sign with the Sacramento Kings. Jeff Schwartz of XL Sports Management tells ESPN the 2017 NBA MVP enters his 18th NBA season, this time with Sacramento. Westbrook last year with the Nuggets put up 13.3 points per game, 5 rebounds and 6 assists, getting 1.4 steals per game, shooting 45% from the field and 32% from three, including 44% on the corner three. Now, we don't exactly have a clear backup point guard, but kind of hearing David Adelman say they're going to look in a few different directions, I did expect it to be Bruce Brown. I'm now looking at Julian Strawther, who did play some point guard at Gonzaga, who put up last year 9 points per game, 2.2 rebounds, and 1.3 assists, shooting 35% from 3 and 43% from the field. Strawther is a type of guy who's going to be useful at that point guard position because he knows how to play it to some degree, and he's also the best shot creator out of everyone on the Nuggets bench in general, so he is going to be comfortable dribbling the ball. He's going to get a bigger role, and it's really going to be a question if he could do it, because if he can't, the Nuggets are likely going to have to go out there and find someone else, find a point guard somewhere, which is going to be difficult for them to do just based off everything that's happening right now. David Adelman is going to be working with two real playmakers in Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokić, and after that, there's not a primary playmaker on this team. That's worrisome for the Nuggets. It's going to lead to Jamal Murray dominating the ball a lot and having a lot put on his shoulders, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but having Russell Westbrook there helped out a lot with that because it gave Murray more time to sort of rest and not have to always be grabbing the ball and doing everything with it. So having Westbrook gone is a big issue. Obviously, we heard that Russell Westbrook opted out of that deal because it sounded like he wasn't going to be getting any minutes from the Nuggets. I really don't see how that's possible. I'm not saying I disagree with Danny Green coming out there and saying that. It's more just I don't see why the Denver Nuggets would ever decide after Russ had a very good season to just completely bench him on the following year. It doesn't make any sense to me. Russ was a good leader who was good on the floor, and he was good in the playoffs as well. I mean, the man put up 11.7 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 2.6 assists, playing excellent defense, specifically on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who won MVP. So it's insane to think that they would just throw Russ to the end of the bench. It doesn't make sense to me at all, and I really don't like the idea of that happening. So I do want to see what goes down with Russell Westbrook, with just the Sacramento Kings, because I don't think it's a good fit for him. The Kings don't have court spacing, so this is a real weird situation. I will never understand why the Nuggets were so reluctant to bring back Russ. Obviously, as we're seeing, Russ, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan. Obviously, Zach doesn't really fit into this category, but there's the unction going down over there. I guess with Russ and DeRozan, sure. Again, don't call Zach LaVine a full unk. He's like 30 years old, man. He's not old. He was more popular when he was younger because the Bulls were going nowhere. But on top of that, we now look at a Nuggets depth chart that's just not very deep in guards at all, or point guards, I should say. Like, yeah, Tamar Bates is there, and he's a good two-way guy to have, for sure, and we'll see how that goes out. Jalen Pickett can play the spot in a pinch, but I don't see these guys as primary playmakers or guys who can really handle a ton of ball handling responsibility. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm underestimating Bruce Brown and Julian Strawther and Jalen Pickett, but it does worry me. It's something I am concerned about. So we're going to see what happens with Akinjo, because he can easily steal a two-way spot. Maybe they'll actually end up using him, because we know how this Nuggets team works. Some guys fit in a system, and all of a sudden, boom, they just show up and show out. Other guys like Zeke Naji do not show up and show out. So we're going to see exactly what happens with this. But I'm going to be honest, guys, I absolutely hate the idea that the Nuggets were so reluctant to re-sign Russell Westbrook. And if they were going to be so reluctant, why didn't they go after like other guards out there, like the Jordan Clarksons and the Malcolm Brogdons of the world? Why didn't they go after them? It doesn't make sense to me. I know Clarkson signed very quickly with the Knicks, but Malcolm Brogdon was available. He would have taken a deal with the Nuggets, a actual guaranteed contract to be the backup point guard. He would have fit beautifully. Instead, the Nuggets forgone doing that and just didn't add a backup guard, and that desperately worries me about the future of this team. I really hope they have a plan for some sort of trade, because I don't think it's going to work if they don't add another guard to this team. But guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. I'll catch you later.